What's going on, everyone, and good morning to you if you're watching this for the first time in the morning. JT here with an unboxing and first look at the Arrma Outcast 4S BLX. You guys know that Arrma recently released two cars in the 4S line. So basically they released this and also the Creighton as well. Check my channel for an unboxing and running videos on that. And we'll try to get that out to also do a super speed Saturday as well, so we can see what kind of speeds we get off of it. But anyway, they released two versions for the 4S BLX, and there are differences between these 4Ss and the 3LS BLX platform. I did kind of go over that in the Creighton video, but I'll just touch up on it real quick in this video. So the Creighton and the Outcast are kind of like mini versions of their bigger brothers, the 6S versions. The bodies are still constructed somewhat the same as far as the way they've done the mold for, but it is a little bit smaller. So this is going to be smaller than an 8 scale Outcast, and I'll do some size comparisons a little bit later on with it. But other things that are going to be different with this model than a 3S model is going to be they did put a 120 amp ESC in it. It does, as you guys see there, it does have a fan there over top of the heatsink for the motor. It has a metal spur gear. They did put big bore 16mm shocks on it. It also has a chassis brace and 17mm hexes on it. Now this Outcast is going to be a little different, as you guys see there, with that front bumper and the rear bumper. And I'll do a side-by-side comparisons of this to also the Creighton as well. And the tires as well, they're not actually the 8 scale tires and wheels that are on the Outcast. They're probably a tad bit small, so they did actually think about the design and stuff with this. But let me go ahead and get this tape off and get this box off real quick. Oh yeah, even though my nose is kind of stuffy, I still love the smell of a new RC car. So let me get this out of here real quick as I sit here and smell the aroma of the tires and wheels and the body. And this actually looks pretty good. Let me take this out real quick. Now, let me go ahead and do this real quick. A lot of people were stating that they just put this on the granite chassis and kind of beefed it up. And I said that they didn't, but I figured I'm just going to show you guys. I knew they wouldn't do that for several reasons. These tires would be way too big to put on this shorter chassis. You wouldn't even be able to turn the car. And to, I guess, show you guys as well, some of you guys are wondering, can the Outcast body fit on the granite 3S BLX? And you guys will see that it's going to be too big. You see that right there? I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to try to make it fit, but you guys can see the rear of that and stuff. It's really not going to fit on there. Now, the granite body can possibly fit on the Outcast chassis. You guys see that can fit there if you do some slight modifications to it, but it is going to look a little bit odd, you know, with how the wheel wells and stuff are. But I'll go more into depth with some more videos of that when I try to do side-by-side, comparisons of this to the Creighton, and then I'll get some of the other cars out as well. But I did want to kind of show you guys the size differences up close, one-on-one with these, now that I have it physically in hand with this. So alright, so back to the meat of this. You guys know that the Arrma cars are coming with this new STX2 radio. Just a feature that I do like on this radio. The feel is kind of a give or take. I do like the tactics better. They just felt better in the hand and stuff like that. And that's just kind of my preference for it. I wish that they would either go back to that design or at least come out with something that's similar to it. But it does have on here, you guys can see there, it has this throttle control where you can go 50, 75, or 100%. So if you got one of these models, there would be no need to do 2 or 3S. You can just do 4S and put it at 50% until you learn how to drive it. And then you can always increase the speed with it. So, and then it has all your basic trims and stuff on here as well, which is a good thing for that. So another thing that's included in here, you get your tool set, and then you get stickers. Yes, thank you, Arrma. I got more stickers. So this is something that I'm thinking that they're going to do going forward, which is great. I mean, this is just excellent that they're doing this. I'm really happy because now I can put stickers on bodies that I have that I'm going to paint and put on here, and some of my other Arrma vehicles as well. So this is great that they're doing this. I'm really glad that they're doing this. So anyway, let's get to the meat of this. So the Outcast. Looking at this tire compound, I'm gonna have to get the 6S version out at some point in time. I have it stored away in my other room, and I just don't have time right now to get that out. But I'll do a side-by-side comparisons of this to the 6S Outcast. These tires are constructed like those. They do feel a little bit sturdier and stronger. They're not as soft, I think, as the 6S version. So that means they're going to hold up pretty well. But they're not really hard either. I'm just kind of feeling on this compound and stuff. And you guys can look at that tread and stuff there for that. So the paint scheme and paint job on this thing is beautiful. It does look, in my opinion, better here than it did in the picture. So it does look better in person than it does in the pictures. And like I said, that's just my discretion. But they got a lot of good decals on here as well. You can clearly see it says Outcast 4S on there. So it is a little brother to the 6S Outcast. And it does resemble it very, very closely. I mean, even with the bumper and stuff on the front of that. So other differences between this 4S model and then, of course, the 3S model, 17 millimeter wheels on here are hex nuts, and it's got 17 millimeter wheels, so you can use 8 scale tires and wheels on here. The A-arms are going to be wider, and it does have to take this body off real quick. And of course, we got the ever famous "Don't Just Bash, Blast," which we gonna blast them. So that 60 millimeter big bore shocks on it. It has adjustable. Turn this light on just a little bit. Adjustable turnbuckles there for you with that. You see this bumper is different. So the Creighton doesn't have this, and I'll have to look to see if this is something that you can add to the Creighton. I know you guys are probably wondering about that as well. And as I said in the Creighton video, these A-arms are constructed different than the 3S models, even the Typhon. So if you try to get these for your Typhon or any of your other 3S series, you are probably going to have to get longer turnbuckles, and then also these drive shafts are longer as well. I can just tell, and I told you guys that in the unboxing of the Creighton. These are longer, so you are going to have to kind of do a complete conversion to do that. And of course, it comes with this center chassis brace here. EC5 connectors, but there is no looper for these. So I have already on my Creighton converted those to XT90. I actually just made it into one connector instead of two, because you can run a 3 or 4, as you can possibly run a 2S on here too. Just make sure you got a good high C rating battery, because if you don't, you're going to end up puffing it. So the servo is the 8 scale servo, the servo that comes in the 8 scale trucks. It is I think it's the 1580S, I think it is. So it does have plenty of torque and power, especially to turn these tires and wheels and move this lighter truck. The ESC is 120 amp ESC, and the motor is a 2400 kV motor, which you can run 3 and 4S on. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are going to try to push it and put a different ESC in there and run 5S on it. So something else that's new to this is going to be this heat sink that's here on the motor and on the heatsink for the motor. So they're trying to really keep these cars cool as you run them. And I still have yet to do a temperature test for these as well. But like I said, I'll end up doing that at some point. And then of course you got your wheelie bar back here in the back, and then you got your customized Outcast bumper on the back as well. So guys, I'm really excited about getting this one out and running it as well. I expect the performance to be the same as the Creighton, but it's just going to be kind of a different look and a different feel. And regardless, when I'm driving both of them, I just kind of have that feeling of, hey, I'm driving an Outcast 4S. I'm driving a Creighton 4S. Or if I get the 6S ones out, I have the same feeling for those. So, and at some point in time, I'll get all of them out and just do a running video so you guys can see those things running. But this is good. Arrma's been really doing a good job with their car kits, not just this year, but just in general. They're kind of listening to the public and kind of getting things out that we kind of want. So if I can get this connector in there and get this body on, there we go. Tuck that in a little bit. So, and keep in mind that these cars right here, when they designed these trucks, they did it kind of for a more of a budget-friendly person. I mean, not everybody can shuck out $550, which would be about $580 or close to $600 for an RC car. So they did this to allow those that don't want to expend that much money on it to still have some of those cars in their 6S lineup, just like with the 3S Typhon and the 3S Sentin. Those perform well as well. So just consider that. I know some people are talking about the price point. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I was going to do it as some of my final thoughts. The price point is good, guys, because either you can spend $299 and get one of the 3S series, or spend $100 more and get one of these two in this 4S series. Some people complain about plastic chassis and stuff. There's other cars and other car companies out there that have cars that are 10 scale that come with plastic chassis that are in that range, and there was no complaints on that. So it's kind of like, I don't really want to hear it. I know you guys are going to put some comments down below, but you're getting a heck of a deal with this. I mean, they didn't just go in and change out the 3S series. They could have just put some bigger tires and wheels on it and just kept it the same, but they didn't. They really went in and they changed this platform to fit this 4S, to be able to run a 4S on it. I mean, they changed the motor out. They changed the ESC out. They gave you guys the chassis brace. That's 3 things. They put 16 millimeter big bore shocks on here. I mean, they put a fan on the heatsink of the motor. That's 5 things. Then they ended up putting a steel spur gear on it. That's 6 things. And then they did 17 millimeter adapter or hubs all the way around. That's 7 things. And then they also increased the A-arms. That's 8 things. Turnbuckles are different. That's 9 things. And it's probably a couple more things. But they didn't just do it. They could have done that. I mean, I know a lot of companies that probably would do that because it'd be more budget friendly and business wise better, but they didn't do that. So I give them credit, a lot of credit, for doing this. And I try not to boast too much in my videos about car companies, but they've really done a good job, guys. I mean, and they're continuing to push the bar, and they're going to be #1 really soon. I mean, I see it coming. And I see these vehicles that they have out, and a lot of people are buying them. You guys are inboxing me and calling me and stuff on it. Friends that are local that are calling me. You guys are inboxing me on Instagram and Facebook. And apologies if I'm not answering, but I just get a lot of questions. But these are good, guys. I mean, they really are. So anyway, I'm not going to go into a rant about that. I'm going to get this thing up and running really soon, show you guys some videos of this. And then do some comparison videos as well. So as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.